Good morning, room 2. Hi, everybody. It's Thursday morning, and I am out on a little adventure. I am still quarantining. I have my mask in my pocket, but I decided to try to find a place where I could go where there would be no people around. So can you guess where I am? Yeah. If you guessed the woods, you guessed correctly. So I have brought my faithful companion, Zoe. Let's see if you can see her down there. Zoe, come here. Zoe. Zoe's snuffling along in the leaves. Can you see her? I'm not sure if I've got the camera on her well enough. Anyway, Zoe and I decided to come out to the woods to go on a little exploration. And today we are in search of hibernaculums. That's a funny word, isn't it? Hibernaculum. Can you say that word? Hibernaculum. That's right. Can anybody guess what that word might mean? Maybe one of your grown-ups knows. Hiber. Let's see. What's another word we know that sounds like hiber? Hibernation, maybe? Yeah, we know a couple of animals that hibernate in the wintertime. And they don't just lay out in the middle of the woods, right? They need to have a bed and a place that keeps them warm and dry. A hibernaculum is a shelter. That's right. It's a shelter that the animals create to keep themselves warm and dry in the wintertime. So, for example, let's see if I see any up in the trees here. I'll keep walking along and seeing if I can find a squirrel dray. A squirrel dray is a nest that a squirrel would make way up high in the tippy tops of the trees. I'm going to swing you around. Look at how naked those trees are. Lots of leaves have fallen already, but I do not see a squirrel nest. Not yet anyway, but I think we might be able to find one along the way. So a squirrel nest is a kind of hibernaculum. Can you think of another kind of shelter that an animal would need to hibernate in? I'm going to walk very carefully so I don't tumble down this path. There's my Zoe. She's going ahead of me. What kind of shelter would a bear need? Can you think about that? Well, if you said a cave, you are correct. A bear would use a cave as a hibernaculum. That's right. And I'm going to swing the camera around again. And can you see anything over there that might work as a shelter for an animal? If you see that big fallen tree over there, that would be the perfect place way underneath for an animal to dig a little bit of a hole, fill it with some nice dry leaves, and be protected by that big tree that has fallen down. And here you see some rock formations, and oftentimes within the rocks there are tiny little caves that animals can crawl into for the winter. There's Zoe. Zoe, what are you doing over there? You see, Zoe's very well camouflaged in these leaves, isn't she? Do you remember what the word camouflage means? When you blend in to your surroundings. And because Zoe is so brown, and there's so many fallen leaves down, almost difficult to see her. Can you see her over there? She's making lots of noise. So we're going to continue on our way. The funny thing is I've walked these woods quite a bit. And right here, you can see on this tree, let's see if I can show you. See those trail markings? That's telling me which direction to go. So there's the double yellow trail, and then there's the single yellow trail. The funny thing is, when I look out over here, I don't really see any trail at all because it's all hidden by the leaves. So I'm going to have to try to find my way. Zoe seems to have found a trail in this direction, so maybe I'll follow the dog. So friends, it seems I have located a squirrel nest. You see that? It's also called a dray. And it's actually a circular nest with a little hole for going in and out of. And it's nestled in those branches there. You see that? Right, whoops, it's my finger right there. Pretty cool. It's built with leaves and sticks. Perfect little home for some squirrels. I am back. So I did find the trail. It's cleared off here quite nicely for me and for Zoe. I found something else while I was walking along. Something very cool that I think you'd like to see. So I'm going to turn the camera down this way. Can you see those ice crystals? There's a little bit, some holes in the dirt here, and some moisture got in, and overnight, because it got so cold last night, it formed these beautiful crystals of ice. I thought you'd like to see that. And then, let's see, over there, you see all those rocks? Those are nice places for animals to find some shelter. Hibernaculum. You could actually build a hibernaculum for an animal if you wanted to. Just like we built the shelters outside with the sticks. You could create one, and maybe an animal would find it a happy place to be, and crawl inside and use it for their winter home. So we're going to continue down this path. See how bare the trees are today? So many leaves have fallen down. It's not quite as noisy when you're just walking on the dirt and not in the leaves. There's Zoe running ahead. And I'm going to find just the right spot to sit down, hopefully in the sun, because I have a fun story I wanted to share with you today. So I'll keep looking and I'll be back. So friends, I was walking along and I came across this wonderful hibernaculum. Look down in there. It is the perfect place for a fox or a skunk. Let's see if I can lighten it up a little bit. Can you see inside that hole there? Look at how nice and big. That's a perfect place for an animal to spend the winter. And this is at the very base of a large tree that has fallen down. Look here. Look at how the rocks are stuck in the roots of that tree. When that tree came tumbling down, it uprooted all the rocks and the dirt that the roots had grown around. It's pretty cool. And I will see if I can find the rest of the tree here. Oh, there's not much of it left. Some of it's rotting. And there it goes. Just way down there. Can you see? I'll see if I can get a better angle for you. There we go. That's the rest of the tree right there. What do you think made that tree fall down? Yeah, it could have been the wind, a big storm. Even though the tree is down, and even though the tree has died, it's still very useful. The animals and the insects, and I bet this big old tree dropped some seeds, and there'll be some more trees growing from this particular tree. Look at that. It's a little lone maple leaf. So pretty. All right, onward I go. Zoe hears something. Whoop. See where she's gonna take me. Where are we going, Zoe? Can you find me a good spot to read a story? She loves to romp in the woods. You guys take your dogs out in nature? They love it. Oh, I see a nice rock right there. Might be the perfect spot for our story. So I've come closer to this rock and it's got a big indentation, kind of like a soup bowl here, right in the middle of it. I thought it would be a good place to sit, but look what I've discovered. Under all of these leaves, woo, that water's cold. There's a big puddle of water. Look at that. So if I hadn't moved these leaves and I decided to just sit down, I would have gotten a big surprise, wouldn't I? And look at this. There's some bits of ice formed on the leaves. That's how cold it got last night. I wish you guys were right here to put your hands in here too. All right, still looking for my story space. Look what I found. I found puffballs. Look. Ready? Boop. Remember when we found these out in the meadow? Puffballs. Growing right on the side of this dead tree. What a special treasure to find this morning. All right, I think I found the right spot for our story. All right, friends, today's story is called Hibernation Station, and it's written by Michelle Meadows and illustrated by Kurt Cyrus. Hibernation Station. Fuzzy slippers, warm pajamas, forest babies, and their mamas. Show up early at the station. Time for winter hibernation. Bats and chipmunks in the middle. Bears and mice from big to little. Groundhogs, turtles, snakes, and frogs slipping into holes and logs. Fluff the pillows, snuggle in, but then commotion in the den. I cannot sleep, a black bear roars. My roommate rolls around and snores. Who's his roommate? Looks like a groundhog. A groundhog cries, "This hole is too tight. It's dark in here. I need more light." Then, trouble near the stream. What could it be? The hedgehog babies start to scream. Just when the bed begins to sink, 2 chipmunks cry, "We spilled our drink." And while you're up, we need more snacks and bring some pillows for our backs. Just then a frog begins to moan, "I'm scared to be down here all alone." The bears in charge, in railroad caps, review the hibernation maps. Come on, Black Bear, bring your shoes. Here's a quiet place to snooze. See the snow starting to fall? Come on, Hedgehog, warm and dry. Let's huddle for a lullaby. Come on, Chipmunks, sip, 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 nibble, 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 drip, drip, drip. Blankets, pillows, extra snug. Come on, Frog, you need a hug. You see that little, look at the bear. You see the little froggy sticking out right there? Climb on top and join the heap. Look at all that snow. Soon everyone is fast asleep. Do animals really wear pajamas? No. What keeps them warm in the wintertime? Yes, their fur, that's right. Their fur and the beds they make in their hibernaculums, right? Inside of tree trunks and under logs and under big stones with lots of leaves all around. That's how they keep warm, right? Well, Mrs. Tashoff brought along something to keep her warm, because I had a feeling the longer I spent out here in the woods, the chillier I would get. So I've got my jacket. I've got, let's see if you can see these, I got my nice warm boots and my hat here and my mittens, right? What else can keep us warm? Snowsuits, scarves. I forgot my scarf, and I feel my hat is wet, and I'm going to guess that my water bottle is leaking. Well, I think it's time for me to get back to my hibernation station, my quarantine station. So I'm going to put the book back in the bag, and I'm going to gather Zoe with me, and we're going to head on back home. I'll put my mask on once I leave the woods and get back in my car and stay away from people. All right, guys, it was great to see you today. I miss you, and we'll get together again tomorrow for another story. Have an awesome day.